Okay, let's look at a couple more examples of dealing with an exponent of 0. If we have 8 times w to the 0 power, that w is raised to the power of 0, so this is just 8 times 1, because this is 1 right here. And now, you want to be careful with this, because oftentimes when people see this, they think of this 8w as a single thing raised to the power of 0. But remember that exponents come before multiplication, so this is w to the 0, and then you multiply it by 8. W to the 0 is 1, so this is 8 times 1, which is just 8. So it doesn't get rid of that 0 there. A similar sort of thing happens here. Again, it's an order of operations error that a lot of people tend to make here. This is not negative 5 to the power of 0. This is the opposite of 5 to the power of 0. Remember, this dash doesn't just mean we're dealing with a negative number. It's generally referring to the opposite of. It comes with multiplication in the order of operations. So we have the opposite of 5 to the 0. This is interpreting it the same way there. And 5 to the 0 is 1. This part right here is 1. So we end up with a negative 1. If you type this into your calculator, you'll notice that you do end up getting this. If I was to say, if it could turn on for me, there we go. The opposite of 5 to the power of 0, this calculator actually correctly interprets that dash as the opposite of. So when I hit enter, you can see I get negative 1. Notice this is different than if I had a negative 5 stored in the calculator and I raised it to the power of 0. This actually gives me a positive 1, because this, if I'm saying answer to the power of 0, this is the exact same thing as if I had parentheses around this, negative 5 to the 0. Of course, that's not what's being asked in this question, but you can see that does give us a positive 1. So it is really just a question of the order of operations, and I guess that's actually the next example I have here. If I do have parentheses around it, I get a positive 1.